Shy's ski hill hot chocolate is better than everybody else's whose are watery because he has a system where he rigs the machine and he somehow pulls out, I assume, his cup. I don't know what he's pulling out and gets more chocolatey.
I get a more chocolatey ratio because I pull out before all the water comes in. Okay.
I said, when he told me that, I said, that's what she said. And he just started cackling in the lobby.
So loud that I heard it from the bar.
We are, and welcome to a skiing edition / Becky's 40th birthday edition of the Friday Night Movie Podcast, because we are podcasting with a very special guest, with the famous, if you're an OG listener of this podcast, Cousin Vanessa, who is with us on a ski trip in Park City, Utah. Welcome, Cousin Vanessa.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here.
This is going to be a lot of fun. We're all in person. We're huddled around a table in a tiny
Blinded by the light.
Yeah, tiny room, exactly, with light. There's no shades even in this hotel. And
it's a motel, actually. It's like a motel, I would call it.
Well, that way, ski in, ski out. You just open your door and you ski out onto the...
This is Becky's vacation. It's obviously not low end. And it's been a blast. We've done a lot of skiing. And one of the things that I would say happens a lot is on this vacation is Lily peeing herself.
I was going to say,
you don't need to tell me
rhymes
about
with
this?
skiing, Shy? Shy, you know what rhymes with skiing?
Peeing.
Peeing.
Do you don't want me to talk about
I
this?
do want you to
She
tell.
was confused what the instructions were for this weekend. We're going skiing. She's going peeing.
I'm going to have to dig deep and go on the dark web and find some medical journals that justify that the elevation results in less bladder control. Or you haven't been around your most funniest, lovely, amazing cousin in a long time, and the joining of the forces results in a cosmic experience, like a medical,
Where you just laugh till
where you laugh till you pee.
Thank God this hotel room came with its own washer and dryer.
I didn't know.
Yes,
I didn't
I
even.
used because she didn't realize
Really?
there was a closet with the washer dryer in it.
Is it the first thing you think of when you go to a hotel? Where the washer and dryer?
That's
There's also
absolutely
5
what mom
bathrooms.
thinks of, because mom wants to do laundry all the time on
No,
vacation.
Okay,
Dad.
but I will say that I did not expect this. If we're laughing at a joke, and I'm at a high elevation, and I'm with Vanessa, I now I understand I have to make a try first. I get it. However, what was completely unexpected for me is that when I saw Vanessa for the first time, when she arrived into the hotel room, I ran over her like an excited puppy and I peed myself. like a little puppy who's excited when you come home from work and they just make a little dribble all over the floor and you're like, oh,
you
my
need to
puppy's
see
excited.
someone. I think you need to
I was so excited to see her
The
that I
feeling
made a little.
is mutual. My phrase this weekend has been don't even look at me or talk to me, because I'll just start laughing and pee myself.
But Lily, it got very meta because at one point Lily and Vanessa were watching a video that I took of Lily in a moment where she peed herself and them laughing at it. And then Lily was like, oh my God, now I have to go again.
I had to go take a shower. To make it.
All right, Cousin Vanessa, how are you doing? How are you enjoying? How have you ever been with yes, you've been with us all 3 at the same time, but not without children.
Vacation. This is like a
We
dream.
haven't even been on a vacation, all 3 of us.
This is like a dream
Just
that
us.
I realized, basically, is to be on a vacation with you 3 siblings.
How do we I mean, Becky's really good at organizing.
Ooh, it's going to be really hard to go on a vacation with my other family.
So Becky did a good job planning this because Becky's really the
I would say
kudos
it's
to Becky
the
who
best
planned this.
vacation I've ever been on.
I gotta say, it only works with everyone's complete buy-in, as demonstrated yesterday when our ski team, our official ski team here, the 8 of us, wore the jerseys that Lily and Vanessa made. And everybody joyfully, enthusiastically put on their jerseys, even though for some of us it was as long as a dress.
Below the knee.
Below my knees. And we skied the entire day in our Team Beck jerseys. And we were,
We were famous.
We're like famous at Park City.
People
for a
stopped
day.
us. Like Park City, which I did not realize this, is the largest ski resort in the United States. It's so big. It's basically 2 ski resorts meshed into one.
Let's be clear, a third of it's open because of the strike, and it's still the biggest place I've ever skied.
Exactly. And
Yet
so
people thought we were all over the mountain. They
Right,
thought
like-
we were a bigger group.
we
than
started,
just
well,
the
we were
us.
8 of us, and then we were separated for a little bit, but people still wore their pennies, which I appreciate. Then we joined up together and we moved from one side of the mountain to the other. And we got to the other side, people were like, oh my God, I've seen you guys all over the place. Team Beck. And it was very cute.
A very funny moment was when some lady was like, "Oh my God, which one of you is Beck? My son's name is Beck."
Hear that?
I didn't hear that one either.
And we said, "No, it's my sister Becky."
I mean, also, what was so great about the pennies is, since I'm like the weakest link in the ski
I would
group,
not say that.
anytime
I would
that
not say
everyone was ahead of me, I was like, find the purple people, find the purple people.
Yeah.
That was my
I was
mantra.
actually, yeah. I was right. I was just like maybe 1 inch in front of you because I was
Stop.
with you the whole time. And I often looked for the jerseys.
You were with me, guiding me down.
No,
the local
you were amazing. You
situation.
were amazing. You were amazing.
There are no weak links on this team, and one of the best things about this team is the other reason why you could see us is that we were the only one that looked like an elderly woman's group that went.
I call
skiing
it the
together.
senior women's recreational ski team
with a coach.
with a coach, with our head coach.
So this led us to so many great ski memories because all of our families grew up skiing and we have great stories. But Becky is inventing a new game. But like, what is this?
The new game is Dueling Memories.
Oh, Dueling Memories. That's
Core
good.
Memories.
Yeah,
Because Shari and I seem to have very different core memories about something extremely specific. But my core memory of this goes so deep, I can visualize like perfectly mom in the kitchen making turkey sandwiches on challah rolls, wrapped
Oh my God,
in
Becky,
plastic.
You guys are going to be so disappointed that I don't
and
even remember
stuffed
eating a turkey sandwich as a child.
Stuffed into our coat pockets of our ski suits.
Yes, this sounds accurate.
So that when we got to the ski hill, we shouldn't go and be buying expensive lunches every day, but we eat our like squished
that- it was
cold,
like very
turkey,
cold
sandwiches.
turkey sandwich.
And then like over the years, we were allowed to get like a poutine. You could get like a poutine or hot chocolate, but we weren't going having like ski hill lunches every day. And Shai claims every time he went skiing, he got a cheeseburger.
No, definitely not. I don't think I've ever. No, I
Like,
don't
that
think
must
I
have been
ever
when you
had
were
a
in
meal.
college. That must have been when
Do
you
you
were in
think
college.
mom just treated me differently than you guys?
Yes, I was going to say.
Shai was allowed to get the burger.
Shai was
You
allowed to
were
get the
not.
burger, and the
The girls.
servant girls were not
You
allowed.
had to eat like the squidgy cold, and they were always like compressed and kind of.
Mom loves to compress a sandwich. Mom loves to compress a sandwich. I love a compressed sandwich. If you take a peanut butter and jelly and you don't smush it down,
Yeah, but I just feel like,
But I definitely
this
think I
world that he
never
lived in-
ate at the cafeteria if
Never.
it wasn't like a snack.
like
Yeah.
a poutine maybe or fries.
No, Shai definitely got lunch privileges.
So we're both right,
But also, he was older than us, so he probably got like a little. Maybe you got a little money or something, and they were like, "Go in and eat."
like some loonies and toonies.
Right, and they're
back
like,
then you could get a burger for a loonie.
probably that's how old we are.
$2. I remember seeing probably. I think it was $2 for a
So I'm
cheeseburger.
guessing it was that he was independent, maybe, and was able to go in and grab lunch, and then we were with mom and dad and had to have squishy
And there was
sandwiches.
and then there was like a cooler bag for a number of years because they would put it in the locker. You know,
I do remember the clementines. I do remember. I don't know where all those clementines were fit, but you'd come to our table and there would just be.
Yeah,
Oh.
for a tangerine.
Yeah, thank you. I
It's
just
just like a
like,
name
why do
for
we call? Like,
tangerine.
sometimes I don't know if some things are
Okay, but can we
Canadian.
talk
I'm like,
about
is
the amount of snacks you guys brought on this trip?
I have
why
snacks
does
in
it?
my room
does
that I
it
never even took
seem,
out.
Does it seem abnormal?
Well, I mean,
I had
I was
popcorn
used to like
and other
a
things in my room.
Snickers bar. We had like one,
to share
like the whole
between the
family?
five of you?
that my dad would like split in half and give each of us. And I was not prepared for the array of Canadian chocolates and
We're
It's
doing
pretty
3 days
epic.
of skiing, and I brought each person 8 candy bars.
First of all, I admire.
The correct
this is where I
It is a great
know.
ratio.
I feel like I have influenced my sister because I know she bought as much as she wanted for her, and then the same amount for everybody else, which is
So another
how.
core memory, and I don't have any. I have a very bad memory, but another core memory, and this happened to me yesterday. I was standing in the kitchen here, and there's all the chocolate bars that Becky brought for everyone, and I was like, "How luxurious! Like, what? I could just take one whenever I want." As a kid, well, we did get a chocolate bar in our pocket while we were skiing. skiing, each of us individually, you were not allowed to go into the Ski Hill chocolate bar stash without permission. Like those were.
I definitely.
We definitely
Except
would eat like 50
Shy
packs
would,
of score bars.
except
in the
Shy
basement
would
after Mom went
definitely
to
like
bed.
sneak like a bunch of chocolate bars.
A bunch. One year, I took the entire Mom had 2 boxes of score bars, and I just took one thinking Mom wouldn't notice it, and I hid it up in the top of my closet, and I just sit in my room eating score bars.
She snorted.
Becky's, you guys didn't know this? It was in my old blue closet up at the top, and I'd reach my hand in and I'd just pull one out.
I follow the rules and for sure never had a chocolate bar if it wasn't given to me for a ski hill.
Shy
And
would supply
yesterday
me.
I saw them all on the countertop and I was like, oh my God, this is so luxurious. You can just take one whenever you
And the
want.
funny thing is, I thought I was being really cool by going to Becky's one of her favorite stores in Berkeley and like bringing a bunch of items, but it was all salt.
Becky loves salt.
I know.
Becky loves salt. In fact, you're going to sprinkle that on the score bar.
Yeah, I'd put it in my pocket and just have it on
Well,
the
I got
list.
some
Salt
like special chocolate that she spit out.
I don't like dark chocolate. It tastes
I'm with
like
Becky.
dirt.
Dark chocolate is gross.
Sorry, it's like a delicacy.
I'll
in-
keep it.
in
No, you
my
keep
for-
it.
No, I'm not.
I didn't
Dark
just-
chocolate's a delicacy everywhere in the world, but with Shy and Becky, who
Shy.
think it's
But it's good because other
I like
people
it.
will appreciate it. This way I get to share. But those caramels are exactly my algorithm.
But
I
this-
love a caramel.
The snacks are really good for my PTSD after being forced to watch a movie that's not in my genre.
Oh,
So-
what a segue. This is such a professional. Such a professional. So the first night we get here, and there are a few things as joyful as getting to watch a movie with my sisters. Then throw in Allie, Vlad, and Jose, and Cousin Vanessa, and
I
Joey.
was about to say, don't
Becky's
forget.
ward, Joey. Becky's ward, Joey. And but just I love going to the movies. I love it. It's so much fun. Going in a group, it's just a great experience.
Wait, I just want to clarify. Vlad was sick with like a fever, which is why he didn't come. It's not like he wasn't invited because
No,
he
and
wasn't named in this.
And I will say this: he was the one person
Who would have liked them?
who would have loved this movie, or at least liked it as much as I did.
Shy, did everyone arrive on time at the movie?
Well, yeah. Well, I just to set up the movie choice, and then we'll get to the geographic issions. So
I had to take everybody to a different city so she didn't have to see the movie.
No, it was me.
So we're in Park City. This is the home place of Sundance. I was like, let's go to the movies. And I really wanted to see Eggers' new remake of Nosferatu. I love The Northman and I love The Lighthouse. And I've been very excited and I thought it would be a great big screen experience. So when we arrived 10 hours early on our trip, because we last minute changed our planes to leave at 7 o'clock in the morning instead of 9 o'clock at night to avoid the storm, we're having lunch and I was like, let's go to the movies. So got everybody tickets and we went to go see Nosferatu. The first Uber, the one I ordered, because we're in a situation where I handle the Ubers. That's my gift. That's my
But we're too many people.
too many people. So we had to get 2 Ubers.
Talent.
Mhm.
So I got one group. Who was in the first group?
Me,
And Jose?
Jose,
Allie?
Joey.
No, I had Joey and Vanessa.
So it was me, Al. Okay.
So I had Jose and Vanessa.
you had.
I had Jose and Vanessa.
Shy, Allie, Lily, Joey.
So we arrive and we get some snacks and
We're in the
people.
lobby. We're in the lobby and we're there for a few minutes. And I was like, we all left at the same time. Have you seen Becky? And you were like, I haven't. And then the guy that's taking the tickets is like, you were like, so is there another megaplex? Is it possible that somebody went to other? He goes, it happens all the time. But the other one's like a half hour away in Salt Lake City. And you literally turned to me, you're like, call Becky. And I called you and you're like, God damn it, I knew we were going too far.
It felt off.
My Uber cost like $25. How much did yours cost?
110.
To go 10 minutes distance.
I'm so everything about this experience. So it starts off with I go in the wrong direction. I spend 3 times the amount that I should on an Uber. I'm extremely tired. And I had been telling my dear friend Joey how cool the original Nosferatu from like the 1920s is. And it's so creepy and the legend behind it that the guy was really
a
a vampire. And we sit down and he's on the end of our whole group and I'm sitting between him and Vanessa, which is like probably the best seat you could have. And the movie starts. And as the movie goes on, and there's more like disturbingly creepy sexual blood-sucking gore, nipples, and vampire penises, he just keeps turning to me going, wow, you really like this movie. This is your favorite movie. That's interesting. Good for you.
I feel like I had the best seat next to
I didn't
Allie.
realize you like this movie so much. And
Allie
so
was so scared and horrified the whole time. And there's a few good jump scares in the movie that I highly enjoyed sitting next to Allie, who was just like the entire time.
I enjoyed leaning over every time there was something disgusting.
Becky would look at me. I could hear. There are other people in this movie theater, and Becky would yell across the theater at
You
me.
could just see, like, in the light of the theater, because there was a lot of like vampire light, as the like white, like black and white, like light coming through. You just see like Becky's little face pop out and just give shy, dirty
We have
looks.
some
Like, I
good
fucking hate
pictures
you.
from
Yeah, that is
us
true. In the theater.
Poor Vanessa. Because I threatened to leave a few times, and poor Vanessa.
ready. I thought you were actually going to go. I
Me
was very
too. I
excited.
assumed. I'm surprised that you didn't.
Do you
want to
know why I didn't? I didn't leave because if I left, then I couldn't do this whole conversation. And I knew ultimately I wanted to be able to sit down and do the pod about it. But Vanessa was like, all right, yeah, let's go. Let's get the fuck out of here. Come on.
She's like, I don't care if the Uber goes to Salt Lake City. I just need to get the fuck out of this theater.
In my
That's
old
such
age, I have
weird.
now walked out of a couple of movies, notably Poor Things. I Wikipedia'd.
Literally sitting there being like, I'm fine watching this. I'll watch this, but you cannot be the man that walked out of Poor Things and that you're sitting for this like vampire penis.
What's funny is that
But
when I went to see, hold on,
walk out, I was just so tired, and I was just like, I was too tired to like process what I was seeing and enjoy like the art of it, quote unquote. All I could see was like disgusting, like his vampire mustache.
yeah, they really went
choice. That was quite the choice.
very hipster, bohemian kind of vampire.
Everyone had dirty nails.
So dirty. Did no one wash their fingers back then?
By the way, the funny connection between this and Poor Things is that when we went to see Poor Things, also has Willem Dafoe in it. I assumed that Poor Things was directed by the director who made this movie and The Northman, which is why I was excited.
Who made the lobster?
I know. I found out the hard way. So, anyways, first of all, I thought this was a very cool movie. It was very dark. It was a really great retelling of the Nosferatu story. If you're a fan of the Dracula story, like the actual Bram Stoker's Dracula story, in all the iterations of that, I thought they did a beautiful job. I don't know what's going on with my computer, but I'm afraid to mute.
It was really cool. Like objectively, when I sit back, I'm like, it is a really cool retelling. I do agree. It's like, but be prepared when you watch it for a lot of like chest sucking, like sexual, dirty.
Interesting. Another
decrepit
choice
vampire,
I'm thinking
like,
of is that nobody got their neck. Like,
No, it was
like
the
it was the chest.
It was
like
chest.
in there by their heart, I guess.
Well, the dude,
Maybe there's more blood by your heart.
Like, the jugulars.
Oh, yeah.
the dude who was in
Kill somebody by the neck. If you're drinking from their
I
jugular.
mean, so we're getting on like a real technical medical.
no, I'm saying
level
is that
here.
like it seems that there was like chest sucking, but the people didn't really die from vampire.
It was like, it
sucking.
was weird though, because they were like humping while
right. Yeah,
sucking
it was
blood.
very,
It's very
sexual.
The Dracula story, is very sexual. I'd say, and I'm not the cultural studies expert, so I'll ask Lily to weigh in here. I thought that this was a more feminist interpretation of the Dracula story, in that there was this whole notion of the fact that she was viewed as cursed or crazy for having had this dalliance as a younger woman with the vampire. And I'm sure there's some sort of like heavier metaphor about shame and sex that's involved in this.
I think you could go both ways. I think that the fact that it's made by a man and directed by a man takes a little bit away maybe from that sort of.
So is Poor Things, for the record.
Oh, I agree, but that's I think the same debate that comes with Poor Things, for sure, absolutely. That being said, ultimately, and I mean, spoiler, I guess. I don't know who's watching this movie, but
Well, it's not a spoiler. This is a known story. You're going into this knowing what.
Ultimately, her sexuality kills the big bad, right? Like her sexuality is able to take down the vampire. Okay, so you could say, wow, that's super incredibly feminist, but
And she sacrifices herself.
but she sacrifices
But it's like
herself.
her sexuality is so powerful, it's lethal.
Right. And that's definitely
And it-
like not great for women.
But her independence from her husband, I think, was a kind of an element that I thought was really neat.
And her agency, because she's not a victim necessarily. She chooses her to be the sacrifice.
And in this one, she's
choices.
She
choose.
she does feel a little more active than, let's say, Winona Ryder in Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Yeah, for sure.
Regardless of whether it's like feminist or not, she definitely is more active. She's a large part of the movie, and Lily Rose Depp did an amazing job. She was very good in the role.
I agree that too. And
Yeah.
I'm not an expert, but I feel like the cinematography, like
It was
scenes
beautiful.
were gorgeous.
It was really beautiful.
That was
That's-
like the only thing that I really was like, okay, I really like.
It's true though, and the light and the colors.
And they were by like the water, but then also when he goes up to the castle, like the darkness, but you could also really feel.
And then the gypsies, like all the filming around the gypsies when he.
Roma.
Yeah, I was gonna
Roma.
say Lily.
Sorry.
Romani or Roma.
Sorry. In Spain, they
still call
them, yes.
Gitanos.
Gitano. But that's like not offensive in Spain.
Right. It's like claim
That's their name.
yeah.
But yeah, that whole section of the movie was shot beautifully and creepy, and like all the dream sequences. The cinematography is excellent. But
There were scenes where Lily just talked about the blocking, where like people would move within a room together, and it was like catch your eye. It was so impactful.
Like the way the camera would pan across, quick stop, like jerk, like someone's seeing something that's not really there, then keep going. It's very modern for a film that's clearly placing you, Victorian,
30s. When did it take place? 18
something like that,
1820s, yeah, like early, like first half of the 1800s
century, yeah.
Also, super confusing that the 1800s is the 19th century. Can we just reset?
All centuries are like that.
No, I know it's annoying.
I guess I'll do something. I'll ask somebody. But also Nicholas Hoult, like he was excellent. Like, nobody.
Aaron Taylor Johnson. He was so good.
And Emma Corrin. Nobody was. And Willem Dafoe was amazing. I think Willem Dafoe was the best. Yeah, I think Willem Dafoe was because he brought some comedy to the film,
which was surprising that there was some sort of funny weird in this movie, and he was funny weird.
Right. Is there funny weird in the other movies? Because I don't like his other movies.
How many versions of this movie are there?
Oof.
Well, Nosferatu, there's 3 major ones. There's the 1920s one. There's the 1979 Werner Herzog, which I haven't seen. There's this movie, but then a movie that everyone must see and is unfindable right now unless you buy a very expensive DVD. But
a streamer or anything?
No, it's not on a streamer anywhere. Produced by Nicolas Cage, also starring Willem Dafoe, who in that movie plays Count Orlok, is a movie called Shadow of the Vampire, which is a meta storytelling.
It's so good.
It's honestly, that movie's better than, like, you have to see Nosferatu so you can enjoy Shadow of the Vampire. But that is a retelling of the making of the movie where Malkovich plays Murnau,
amazing.
the director who's crazed and has hired this actor, Max Schreck, who is actually a vampire.
Yeah, who's actually
and is so obsessed with making the movies. He's making the movie, but one by one, people are getting eaten as
that. I've seen it. That movie's amazing.
So good.
I'll take your word for it. I'm good.
It's very, very funny. Well, actually, there's think about this. You've got Willem Dafoe, who played Count Orlok. You have Nicholas Hoult, who played Renfield in Renfield, which is a telling of the Dracula story as well. It's like I wonder when these guys, Willem Dafoe was in this guy's movies before, but I think it's kind of interesting that you also got these actors that have been in the vampire world before.
I think it's interesting, but I also think I also think it's that they want to work with this director, and so they're like, sure, I'll be in another vampire movie. I think that's what it comes down to also.
Okay, I see what you're saying. And I'll also say that I did not really look at the cast. I just knew about Holt and Willem Dafoe. I'm watching the movie, I'm looking at the vampire, and I'm like, that guy really looks like a Skarsgård.
Mm-hmm.
And the makeup is insane. So
could you? I knew that he was cast, so I didn't know.
If you're casting someone to play like a super terrifying, creepy, unhuman like creature, it's it's Bill Skarsgård.
Bill
Yeah, it's Bill
Skarsgård.
Skarsgård. He's
He
just like the
plays
guy now.
He plays
He's
the
guy.
monster in it.
Yeah.
He's an amazing actor. The way he moves physically, the way his face, everything he does with his face. But that's also gives me an opportunity to shout out one of my favorite movies I've seen of the last year that we talked about, where he plays a very sympathetic good guy, is Boy Kills World. Boy Kills World is so cool.
Well, I mean,
He's
it's very violent.
Do you know what it just made me think of though? Do you know when there's like a serious frontal nudity in a movie, all the internet goes ablaze of being like, was it a prosthetic? Like in Saltburn, when he's dancing around Keo?
No one knows how to pronounce his name, don't worry.
When he's like dancing across the floor in the house naked, everybody's like, is that a prosthetic? It's not a prosthetic. Oh my God.
There definitely was a full frontal vampire in this movie.
No one on the internet is asking any questions about that vampire penis. Like,
There was a vampire penis in this movie?
It's just like a full
I missed it. My eyes were
vampire
closed.
dick. Like, and
Okay, my eyes.
because they need to establish the fact that he can have like functioning
Yeah. What made
relations. later
what
in
made
the
it a
movie.
vampire dick? Did it have teeth?
penis,
turned to
and it was
dust after
attached
he
to
had
a
sex.
giant vampire. It was Orlok's pee-pee. He just stood up. It's when he stands up out of his coffin. He guess he sleeps in the nude. Anyways, the point is that nobody's going around being like Bill Skarsgård. Was that a prosthetic? Oh my God. Because everybody's just like, let's just shut the fuck up about that vampire penis. It was so gross. Nobody wants to talk about it. Just saying.
Vanessa, you were quite mad at me. And as a result, to make up for it, I'm declaring on the podcast now, I will watch 6 episodes of The Last of Us.
Wow, 6 episodes is great.
That's
Are you going to do
it's a-
the first
it's a-
season, right?
You, because I think you're going to like it.
I don't
think you
love
will too.
apocalyptic.
So Shy, one of my phrases with Becky is like not my genre, right? Because she convinced me to watch Stranger Things, which I was like, oh, I'm not into sci-fi, and then I loved it. And then I got convinced to watch The Last of Us, and I was like, zombie apocalypse? Hell no, loved it. Like I couldn't watch it late at night because I would have nightmares. I had to like. It had to be.
I don't watch it late at night either.
No.
They're like being attacked by salad.
It's mushroom.
Fungus.
Fungus. It's a fungus, which technically
which makes sense
is
why
real.
Vlad doesn't like the show and why he finds it
He likes mushrooms.
'cause he loves mushrooms. I think he was like,
Offended?
he's like, please don't make mushrooms the villain. Like
What's
this.
crazy is then you start to notice how like cordyceps is an ingredient in
It's
everything.
real.
So
It's
like
real. Yeah.
any all the trendy like drinks, fake coffee drinks have mushroom supplements. It's like a trend to eat mushrooms now.
Right. And this type of mushroom, it does exist, this type of mushroom that zombifies things.
But
So
why
it's possible.
This is why
They
like
just took
ants.
But like the chanterelles I had at your house, Becky, that you guys foraged for, those could kill me?
No,
they're not zombies.
no. I mean, if you pick the wrong ones,
it's
yes.
also like outbreak, right? It was a little scary because it was right after the pandemic started or a couple
Right.
years after to
But it's
watch.
based on a video game, so I don't
It is based on a video game, which I have no experience with.
me
just to be clear.
neither. Me neither.
But the reason why I was surprised that Shai was like, I will never watch this is because it's scary. And like, you
I know
like horror
inherent.
movies.
I like, but I have very specific threads that I follow in the horror world. And one of the ones that I tire of, although I will go see, because I want to see with Becky on the big screen 28 years later.
That's my 28 Days Later is
Because
one of my all-time
when
favorite
there's-
movies.
and I love,
And I do love a zombie.
and I love Evil Dead, but as the Evil Dead guys will tell you, those are actually not zombie movies. Those are demon movies. And demon possession and monsters, interesting to me. The end of the world and like having to, like Night of the Living Dead, where they basically have to like kill their own family because they get diseased. That it's
a lot of zombies. That's all zombies.
it's always, and all zombie
I
movies.
find that theme in this.
Yeah, the message of the zombie movies are also all the same. It's not the zombies, it's the people that are bad. And so at a certain point that gives me a lot of anxiety, and it's always the same thing.
Say something about Last of Us that maybe makes it a little bit more interesting.
It's like
than,
organic food is what's bad.
I'm listening.
Than like a Walking Dead is that when you're watching the movie, the post-apocalyptic mushroom world, zombie mushrooms, it's already established. Like, you know what I mean? It's not like it just happened and you're in the Walking Dead of like, ooh, holy shit, like the world is, like there's a new order that's established. There's a new way of life. in a way. So it's like kind of the story's already moving. And I will say that something to give it credit for, the story moves very fast.
Except for the entire and listen, it's a beautiful episode. Except for the entire episode
That's a really
just
cool
the
episode,
story
yeah.
about this capsule episode. It's just a story about one couple who meet, fall in love, and die during the apocalypse.
But that's a
loosely
really
connected
cool
to
episode.
the other characters. But you're like, you're 2 episodes in, and you're like, and now let's tell an entirely different story. And what happened to me is that while that episode was really beautiful, we were so derailed, we like forgot what the show was about and just stopped watching.
Well, that's the 4th episode, and I promise to go 2 more. Now, this does make me think of 2 other video game apocalypse shows. One is Fallout, the other, which Becky and I got to go to the activation of at South by Southwest.
I liked it.
And then Twisted Metal, I actually think is the best. I haven't seen Last of Us, but Twisted Metal with Stephanie Beatrice and Anthony Mackie and what's her name from Scream? The main actress from Scream.
Jenna Ortega?
No, the original one.
Neve Campbell?
Neve Campbell is so cool and fun.
Okay, I never saw that, but I liked Fallout.
Yeah.
I thought Fallout was really fun. Fallout brought like a comic booky type feel to it. And it's funny. Whereas Last of Us is not funny. It's like more serious, but
Yeah, it's very serious.
Fallout
Themes
is
of
more
like
fun.
family and loss and
Yeah.
love and
yeah,
good.
it's cool.
All right, but I'm going to do this for you. It'll take me a few months, but I'm going to do this for
Okay,
you.
Shy.
All right, we watched a bunch of other things on this vacation because there are no children. We could watch 4 more movies today,
I
even,
know.
at least. But we did watch American Fiction, Oscar-winning American Fiction, which Lily and I watched,
Good.
which
Thank you, Vanessa, for encouraging us to watch it. I mean, we wanted to, but you were like, do it. I've seen it, but do it. And we're like, done. And
Yeah.
so good.
I was
The whole
trying
time
to
you're-
get out of watching more Super Troopers.
we tried to watch that, and I love that. But if you weren't there in 2000 when it came out,
Watch The Mystery of Foggy Bottom or something.
That was
Please Don't Destroy, the guys from Please Don't Destroy, and their movie, which is kind of maligned by critics, but honestly, it was pretty hilarious.
I don't know what the plot was because I sort of came in and out, but any scene I walked into, I was laughing, and I
And
didn't
Becky
know what
was
the movie
also,
was
and
about.
I was like, oh my God, something like, what a callback. Becky was like, how do you know how do you know where that's from? I'm like, well, I saw the first half. So she's like, oh, okay, cool. But it was so fun. It was funny. It's a
It's very
great like
funny.
ski house or whatever vacation week, lazy weekend movie to watch and laugh.
yeah, this weekend's starting to feel a bit lazy to me. I'm ready to go skiing.
All right,
Let's wrap
and
it up.
these guys.
Land the plane.
Okay, all right, we're landing the plane.
The chair is closing.
All right, Vanessa, you get the closing words. Any recommendations for everyone?
Oh, well, I hate to be repetitive, but like this Outlander season,
Oh,
the last
God. I
one.
can't wait to watch
And
it.
so I binge watched the whole thing, wanted Becky to do it before here so we could talk about it, but we'll have to talk about it later. That was really good. Yeah, what else am I watching? I can't think of it.
That's a good enough.
That's a good one.
Do you have anything queued up for the plane ride?
I do. I have the Zoe Saldana movie that she just got a Golden Globe for, Amelia Paris.
Oh, wow. All right. That sounds amazing. All right. Real highbrow episode. All right. Love you guys. Thanks for doing this. Bye. Happy birthday, Becky.
Happy birthday to me.
Thank you for listening to Friday Night Movie, the sibling rivalry and pop culture podcast. Join the Friday Night Movie family by following @FryNightMovie on all of the socials and visiting our website, FryNightMovie.com. Our theme song is by What Does It Eat? And make sure to leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts. Thanks for listening.